I'd like to say before starting this video, I was given a early access copy to create this video. It's pretty rare for me to follow the indie game scene, as I tend to follow the AAA releases, as a lot of my interests kinda happen to relate to the big name stuff. However, there are times where my interests in indies start to take form. Titles like Everhood, Goodbye World, and Castle Crashers. Today I'll be talking about one of those games I just happened to find. The first-person mountain climbing platformer known as Grappin, created by Hamin Hafid. I originally found out about this game after one of my favorite artists, James Turner, tweeted out he did the main key piece roughly a year around the announcement of the game. After that, I started following the project as it seemed fairly interesting and something I haven't really seen before. I'm going to put out a demo of the first area of the game around the start of Steam Next 2022, so I was able to play it and eventually try it out. Eventually I learned that the artist for the Star Fox and F-Zero franchise, Takuya Iwamura, was the character designer for this game. So after learning all this, my excitement for the game kind of went through the roof. Grappin follows you, a nameless mountain climber, as you get woken up from a mysterious voice. So you decide to continue on your journey, and you stumble upon a mysterious shrine, where you stumble across the grappling hook known as Grip. The voice calls out to you to return the grip to the mountain shrine on the peak, and so you set off on your journey. The gameplay can seem more on the simpler side due to very few buttons being used. However, the challenges they throw at you can help you learn and master the controls. Later on, you do get an extra ability, which kinda allows you to fly across the map to different grapple spots, which is pretty much a fast travel. I originally had a section here where I kinda went over the later half of the game, but in the end I kinda decided not to do it. But I feel like you guys should at least experience the last half. I feel like spoiling it would be kinda ruining the surprise or whatnot. You're able to find collectible relics spread out through the areas. They're usually locked behind challenges or using the grapple mechanic to reach certain parts of the map. Each area has its own mandatory relic to collect before you're allowed to move on to the next. Grappin is a short game, as it kinda just took me 5 hours to completely do everything I could relating to the game. Achievements, getting all the relics and whatnot. But it's been a while since I've had this fun with the indie game. It was a serious blast being able to play this game and experience all the areas, kinda to find everything. The soundtrack by Bennett Mouse is also just really nice. It helps set the mood for a lot of the areas. I could honestly say this has entered my top 10 for favorite indie games I've played. I feel like it could be a lot higher. There were some problems I had mainly relating to the difficulty of the game. Mainly the final 3 areas. You gotta have precise timing around of moving platforms, and just hitboxes. I was stuck getting the last relic of the Forgotten Ridge, just trying to get through these moving lasers, and man did it take forever. I mean, like, not forever, it should take me 30 minutes or so. Outside of that, it was mainly just the settings. You weren't allowed to change the window settings, so I was kinda stuck in full screen no matter what. Before I end this video, I was able to ask developer Amin some questions relating to the development of the game and future titles you'd like to create.
Where did the idea of Grappin come from?
From the very start, I wanted to create an Unreal Engine prototype for learning purposes. I chose to go with a first-person game as I always wanted to make one. It was the best and easiest way for me to make this game. No need for an in-game character, and it was the easiest to implement, among other things. As for the grapple hook mechanic, I prototyped many different mechanics to find what would be the main mechanic in the game. I found the grapple hook felt quite good, as it offered an interesting degree of freedom and feels pretty nice to control. Basically, Grappin was a perfect match between what I wanted to make and what I could make.
How long was Grappin in development for?
I would say 4 to 5 years in total. I was working on Grappin in my spare time, so it took quite some time to finish this game.
What was it like taking your game to events like Bit Summit and Tokyo Game Dungeon for people to try out?
While it was great to show my game, meet players, developers, and make new friends, the greatest perk was able to get direct feedback from the player and discuss with them on how I could improve the game. There's still some events planned for this game, so it's not over yet.
Was there any cut content that you would have liked to keep in?
Quite a lot, actually. From the start, I envisioned the game as a big, full-scale exploration adventure game. With many different grappling hook abilities and different branches to explore with them. For instance, in Grappin, there was a pull grip, which allowed you to pull things instead of climb to them. It was completely removed quite late in development, as I wasn't satisfied with the stability and also some physics issues. I decided to go small and keep my idea box restricted to come up with creative ideas on how I could use the few mechanics I had left. Entire areas of war also removed. If I ever decide to make a Grappin 2, there are quite a lot of ideas I can play with.
Did you plan on making a sequel to Grappin at some point in the future?
Maybe. As I stated before, I have quite some ideas left to make a sequel, but I'd love to go all out if I make one. I think I'd like to achieve the biggest vision I had for Grappin 1, but that would need a budget and a small team to make it possible. Maybe someday. I'm not saying Grappin became a lesser game, but it basically became another game, and I'm very proud and happy with the final result. I would love to revisit the mountain at some point, for sure.
And lastly, what type of game would you like to create next?
I'm not entirely sure, as I'm thinking about what to do next. I'm not completely done with Grappin yet, but I want to make a super simple couch co-op game on Switch. Something smaller perhaps. The thing I know for sure is I can't wait to go back to the drawing board and prototype things. Thank you everybody for watching this video. This is my first time properly making a video like this. Sorry, I felt like rushed, messy, or whatnot. There's probably mistakes around there, kind of everywhere. Thank you, Amin, for giving me the opportunity to create this video and be able to play this game earlier. Well, please check out Grappin. It released yesterday as of me recording this on a line. This video took a while for me to actually sit down and make, just waiting for things, re-recording, editing, and whatnot. Have a good rest of your day, and drink some lemonade.